Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And now, my question of today is: would you quit your job if your crypto was worth $1 million right now? So, all the investments that you've put in were worth a combined $1 million exactly right now. Would you sell it all and retire, or what would you do? Put it in the comment section down below. Alright, the first article of today is of course something that is a recurring subject on the channel. It is something I have to cover every single month because a lot of people ask me, hey Dusty, what the frick is up? So yes, Ripple has unlocked yet another 1 billion XRP from escrow, and some are trying to relate these price drops to the coins coming out of escrow. Now, of course, that is kind of ridiculous, but kind of not. It is ridiculous because, well, going out of escrow doesn't really mean they are actually selling them just quite yet, which is one part. And second of all, it's been happening for a consecutive amount of, for who knows how long, like 20 months or so that has been happening for already. And thus, it's nothing new, nothing crazy. And I also don't think the price would ever really move because of it. Now, so that's a little bit of a clear up for all of you. What Ripple is going to do with this billion, well, we will be seeing, as right now they just only took it out of escrow but didn't really spend any of it yet. And even if they do spend it, supposedly it is mostly for the ecosystem of XRP. 5 Cardano price predictions for 2021. One sees a 2,526% gain from here. Now the article is pretty damn useless. Really, trust me guys, this is a useless article. But the idea, I actually, kind of liked because it got me thinking. It got me thinking about a couple of things. One of the things it got me thinking about is exactly where do I predict Cardano will go? That's one thing. And second of all is there really, any limit or anything that's holding them back or any default risk, or really what are the bad sides to Cardano? And kind of what is the roadmap? What is the plan? Now, in terms of roadmap, I think it's pretty safe to assume that they've got themselves pretty set. They got some crazy announcements the last couple of weeks, but also hard fork on track for July 29th. And thus, I guess advancements, development, progress, yep, all the boxes are ticked off for at least the next month and also the next couple of years, as well, Cardano is taking the different approach of doing things slowly but surely and steadily and good, or so to say. And thus, they've ticked off that box because, well, the future is full of surprises, full of projects, full of progress. So where could the price go? And with Cardano, I find it really difficult to really value it accordingly because, as I've just told you guys, it's a coin that likes to take its time, or more so, it's a platform that likes to take its time to do everything solid. And it's also kind of hard to determine exactly how hard the marketing jets, in Cardano's efforts have been turned on already, or IOHK possibly. Because, well, I would say that only 2 months ago is when they really started to up the marketing. But I'm wondering whether or not they're already at full potential or not, because, well, their biggest platform, the staking and the Shelly phase, the Shelly hard fork, all that type of stuff, yeah, that's just coming to a close in this month. So it would only be logical if they really started to up the promotion now, but really go ham at it once they've got the upgrade, right? So that's from the 29th of July on forward. But yeah, that got me thinking as well about where it can go in the future. And one thing it always sticks in my mind is that Charles said that Cardano will be a $1 trillion cryptocurrency. I even believed he said it would be the first $1 trillion cryptocurrency. And I haven't calculated for myself exactly how much, that would be at. You can calculate it for yourself, take a little bit of a look. But yeah, it's a freaking load of money, right? If I do say so myself, it's a freaking load of money. And let's say if you have $10,000 right now, how much Cardano does that buy? 107,000 Cardano. If it gets to $2 trillion, woo, it's times 500. Yeah. That's pretty damn juicy, guys, if you think about it. If you have 100,000 or times 500, you're $10,000. I guess it's any amount of money. But yeah, to $1 trillion, it's in the future, at least according to Charles Hoskinson, and, well, we're just waiting for it. Cardano technical analysis, ADA/USD, massive 12% pump to hit a new 2020 high at 0.095. ADA/USD is up around 12% from a low of 0.082, and Cardano has hit a new 2020 high at 0.095, and it is eyeing up to 10 cents. Cardano is one of the only coins that really is doing extremely good right now as we speak. And as I've said before, same situation goes on with Chainlink, and of course, like a couple other coins out there. They really are doing, extremely well right now, because nobody really, anticipated for them to do as good as they have now done. So with Chainlink and actually with Cardano, both of them, they've been very successful for a pretty long time, right? I mean, it's kind of a household name, both cryptos, for a long time. However, one thing that's kind of misunderstood very often is really how impactful they are and really what they can get done. So with Chainlink, I would say one of the difficulties, same for IOTA and a couple other coins in that regard, is how difficult they are. It's a difficulty how difficult they are to understand and to really grasp what they do. With coins like XRP, even Ethereum, it's quite a lot simpler because you can just type it in, what does XRP do? You'll find it. Same for Ethereum, and really it's not that deep of a concept. Same for Bitcoin Cash, Tether, Litecoin, Bitcoin SV, BNB Coin. All of them are really quite simple. And then I guess EOS also has something kind of unique. But Cardano, on the other hand, is really kind of in depth. It's really kind of strange, really kind of vague, because they've been running for such a long while, and Charles Hoskinson is the co-founder of Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, but yet they had nothing really going for themselves for the last couple of years, which is why people were like kind of keeping some distance because they thought they would never get anything done. But now they finally are showing that they do get things done and that they are not just a proof of concept, but really a working project. Yeah, is when they really start to see the fruits. And for Chainlink, it's now, I believe people are starting to understand it and understand that what they had is not just some concept and some useless type of deal and some, quick money grab. It's really useful and really going to take over the world. All right, and by the way, I'm just wondering as well, if you are enjoying these daily crypto updates, please support the channel by pressing the like button and subscribe, only if you enjoy them though or learning something new. And also, I am wondering which altcoins you like the most, so put it in the comment section down below so I can cover them, hopefully on a daily basis. Alright, now something about Tron, a coin I have not covered in a little while. Tron aims to break out above resistance. XRP to Bitcoin is following a descending resistance line. TRX to USD has successfully completed a double bottom pattern, and a golden cross is taking place on the daily time frame. So for TRX, I find it really interesting to look at the price and really look at all that's going on surrounding it. Because if you asked me a year ago, I would say I'm really bullish on Tron. And the main reason, of course, would be that Justin Sun is a crazy marketer. And there really were quite a couple of good chances that he was going to bring this project a lot further. I mean, they got some crazy partnerships going on. They got some crazy mergers / acquirings, or however you would say that. And thus, there was a good chance for them to really excel, especially with Justin Sun at the lead. However, as time kind of flew by, it's kind of become more apparent that Tron has kind of become irrelevant, and Justin Sun has just gotten into so many stupid debates and so many fraud, scam types of scenarios where people are like, Justin, why are you announcing an announcement once more? And Justin, why are you saying this when it's really that? And Justin, you're copying this, you're copying that. And, I'm really kind of a fan of the copying thing, where Tron supposedly copied Ethereum's white paper. I'm kind of a fan of it because if you can copy it and do better than the project you copied it from in terms of price or awareness or community building, whatever, you're doing a really good job. And I think a lot of these bigger companies, well, they've stolen stuff from other companies to get to where they are. Am I gonna gonna support it to steal things or technology or progress or anything like that? No, definitely not. I would recommend nobody to do it. However, if you can pull it off and it's not really provable or it's allowed and it's working, that's pretty damn good. Because as I've explained before, the fun situation with Tron is a lot of people were saying, and especially Vitalik Buterin was saying, Justin Sun, you took Ethereum's white paper and you just branded a new name on top of it. period, right? It's stupid. However, how I would see that is, well, if Tron did that, there would no way be that they would be successful because, well, if they copied what Ethereum had, then in no way could they ever, come close to Ethereum, right? Because, well, if they both start off at the same point and they copied it, it would kind of be logical that, Ethereum knows all that they've made, and thus they would have a lot more progress in the shorter term than Tron would because, well, they got to learn everything. They got to, adapt into somebody else's code and concept. And for you, it's your own, right? And also it works kind of the opposite way where it's really kind of an interesting concept and realization now that Tron did a lot better in the last months, at least in the months that it really thrived, than Ethereum in terms of all the people crossing over from Ethereum to Tron. Whilst, not having the programming power that Ethereum has, not having the knowledge that Ethereum has, not having the experience that Ethereum has, that's really crazy if you start to think about it. How they got so far. And same for a couple other things they've been stealing, like now they're saying the ZK Snarks from Z Classic or Zcash, I always mix those two up, is becoming a little bit more apparent or a little bit more popular, and some of the things they've stolen, yeah. It's getting complaints all the time, but still it's there. Still in the top 20. Still doing pretty damn good. And it's still a little bit of a waiting game to see if they can actually survive this bear market. But there's a good chance that if a bullish market were to come again, Justin Sun is going to, bounce it back up, get some crazy acquisitions, get some crazy news out there, pump the crypto up, and possibly make us a lot of money if you're invested in it. Plan B. Second bullish red dot before Bitcoin surges past $100,000 released. Okay, that is an interesting title. Well, Bitcoin has remained well above $9,000, and it is above the 100 SMA with a micro price of $91.50. While 9,200 and 9,300 remain the major hurdle for Bitcoin to show signs of full return on the upside trend, popular analyst Plan B has explained that leading digital asset Bitcoin has just displayed a second red dot, which he regards as being bullish as the cryptocurrency path towards its new all-time high. Yeah, Bitcoin S2F chart, stock to flow model, chart update, and it's something a lot of people attach value to, and I personally have never really considered it too much. Because, all I know that these guys will always tell you is the price is going to go up like crazy. And really the dates are not that important. It's just kind of the way it's moving in total and aggregate. And yeah, what can you fetch from this? Really kind of nothing. There's no real short-term help. There's only like a longer-term goal. As you can see here as well. All it's saying is like maybe in the next couple months, maybe not, it's going to get one crazy surge to $250,000. And that's it. You work with that. Do with it as you please. I like that type of stuff. I just saw this on the left here, and it's a pretty interesting title. Sri Lankan strongest bank using RippleNet sees 15% year-over-year growth on digital remittance. The strongest and the most technologically advanced bank in Sri Lanka, Hutton National Bank, has accrued 15% year-over-year growth in the number of digital remittance transactions it facilitates, the bank has said, adding that it is using RippleNet's blockchain facility for some of its transactions. HNB made their revelation in its latest rapid report on digital remittance. The bank noted that it saw a rapid increase in digital remittance transactions, contributing to a year-over-year growth of 10%. It recorded on cardless withdrawals in the last 3 months across its ATM network. HNB said the cardless transactions can be traced to East Asian and Middle East countries. Well, of course, those are the places where most often they attach to this type of stuff. But really, what I'm kind of wondering about is exactly what they are using and really how much of their transactions was through RippleNet and really how they found the partnership, because that's not really mentioned in here just too much. But again, I haven't read it completely, so I'm going to have to do that and maybe get back to you guys on all of this. But it's a cool announcement to make because, well, it's some cool news. And then Coinbase Ventures joins $23 million funding round for crypto custody firm. Curve, a company that provides increased secrecy when it comes to holding crypto assets, has a closed 23 million Series A funding round, and Coinbase is getting into it, which is all that you need to know for right now, I would say. It's not that important. There's a lot of these custodial services launching almost every week or so. And yeah, all that it's good for really is that it allows many, many more people to enter crypto safely. And when I'm talking about people, I'm talking about institutional investors. However, those hurdles are really trimming down, and it's not like any new custody service now is such a big deal, as there are already such a ton out there. But alright. Guys, that was it for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and hopefully you learned something new. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel called Dusty Finance, and of course, go ahead and subscribe to 5 Minute Crypto for those really, really interesting 5-minute crypto updates.